Ratan for a few times on the Power Within, Love Your Body, Love You, and this is a conference that happens, it actually happens tomorrow, Thursday, 26th January, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Yarra Auditorium, Arthur Lockjack. Now, Sandrine Ratan, she promised us a little while ago that we would be able to speak with the key speaker, and we have her here this morning. And her name is Harnaam Kaur. She's the feature speaker of the Power Within conference. Very glad to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
In terms of the Power Within, Loving Your Body, Love You, naturally you have a very, this is a cause that would resonate with you deeply. What is some of the history of Harnaam?
Obviously, I'm a bearded lady, and I was diagnosed with a condition called polycystic ovary syndrome. For which I was bullied a lot for, and it was actually because of my beard I was bullied a lot, and I went through a lot of tragic moments in my life where I wanted to end my life, etc., just because of all the bullying that I had faced, and it was literally just because of me being fed up of all the oppression that I went through, such as racism, body shaming, bullying, etc., that I decided just to grow my beard out, let her grow. And you know, because I was removing her for a very long time, I call her, by the way, and I just let her grow. I thought, well, I want to be happy within myself, and I want to be happy and content with the way that I look. So I thought, well, why don't you just keep your body the way that she's forming?
Was the process of actually saying, instead of trying to remove the beard and saying, okay, and taking that step and say, I am going to love myself, and this is part of who I am?
When you have gone through everything under the sun, and when people have bullied you and body shamed you and said everything to you, anything negative to you, you know, there's nothing really anyone can say that's going to affect you anymore, because you've heard everything, you've gone through everything. And for me, I just hit rock bottom, and I had had enough. And that was my pivotal point where I was very suicidal, and I thought, I want to actually live my life being me. So I guess when your mindset changes, everything around you changes too. So, you know, I had a lot of negative thoughts about myself, so I had to change that negativity into positivity. So I thought to myself, well, you know, you're being labelled with the most horrendous names. Why don't you start labelling yourself with more loving names, kinder names? And that's what I had to do for myself. I had to change for myself first.
Do you find people, do you find people who are in that place of negativity reaching out to you for words of wisdom, encouragement, just sharing their story with you?
100%. So the condition that I have, 1 in 5 women suffer from it. And I have a lot of women that approach me that are being bullied because of that condition. A lot of teenagers, youngsters that are being bullied in school too, they reach out to me, and especially being a public figure over in London, you know, my story has gone worldwide, and people connect to it on many different levels. So I do get hundreds and hundreds of emails every day just by women that want help or just want to reach out to say thank you.
You're the feature speaker tomorrow, please God. What are some of the main points that you want to bring across? The person who comes, you want them to leave with?
Self-love. That's going to be my main sort of topic of my talk. Obviously, I will be sharing my story a lot deeper, but I think what I want to really push through is how to attain self-love, how to have liberation within yourself, and obviously how to change those negative thoughts into more positive labels and positive thoughts, and basically, you know, tell people that it's okay to be different, it's okay to be, you know, have flaws, but it's those flaws that you need to embrace and find that they are unique.
How easy is it to do that in an age where there's so much of social media saying that this is what the ideal is supposed to look like?
I think it takes a very strong person to stand up against what the norm is in society, and it's those strong people that are making the positive changes. And it's a difficult thing to battle against, because I'm a bearded lady. Bearded ladies back in the day would be put in, you know, freak shows and circuses, so I'm always having to fight against that. But if you're strong and your voice is powerful and you know what your aspirations and goals are, those things are attainable.
Have you been here for a while in terms of being able to move about in Trinidad and Tobago? Yeah?
I arrived yesterday.
Oh,
I've only slept for 2 hours, so for the next couple of days I want to venture out a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm wondering if there's anything you've heard about or in conversation with Ms. Ratan coming to the need for there to actually be this type of conference?
Well, I think in every country there's going to be women or men that are being body shamed, and the norms in society are all the same anywhere that you go. So I do want to venture out into different countries, maybe even different parts of Trinidad and Tobago, and actually be the voice for so many people that don't have that voice. So, just watch out for a lot more work to come, definitely.
Doing this as a young person, does that have implications that way?
I think a lot of people will think, oh, because I'm only 26, you haven't lived much life, you don't have much life experience. So I think I'm also battling against that as well. But age is just a number, when you've experienced things from a young age, you gain that knowledge of what's right and what's wrong. And that's exactly what's happened to me. And I use my story and my voice to inspire others now.
And I'm looking at the fact that there's so many, there's a mix of panelists and the other young individuals, and the fact that there's that experience both on the side of the older people as well as younger people.
Yeah.
In terms of question and answer segments and being open to that sort of question, what are some of the questions that people normally ask?
How did you grow the beard? Is your beard real? Can I touch your beard? Is another one. I think people are just more inquisitive than anything else. And I'm an open person, I'm an openly friendly person, so I like to answer everyone's questions as much as I can. So, but I think it's just the more, oh, how did you grow the beard? Are you actually a woman? Things like that, yeah.
Body shaming or people just not understanding. You spoke about people being inquisitive. Do you find perceptions changing when they're met with just the reality or the truth?
A lot of people in public like to look at me a lot, but I can only educate someone as much as their mind is open. Some people will stare at me and not say anything. Some people will stare at me and laugh or, bully or say things. But I actually want people to approach me and ask me. Don't just stand there, because if you're standing there not asking me questions, I can't educate you. I can't tell you what I'm about or who I am, etc. And I think it takes a strong person to come up and say, tell me about your beard, tell me about your story. But I want people to ask me. I want people to approach me because I hope I'm a nice person. But yeah, I just want people to approach me with love. Yeah.
And I guess it's easier to always to stand from a distance and have that conversation
Exactly.
in your mind.
Yeah.
But past the individual level, what are some of the things that you think should be put in place on a policy level, larger level, to deal with social inclusion, this type of education?
I would like to take it back to primary school. I actually feel that children need to be taught about, self-love, things, that people are different. There's gay people in society, there's, transgender people, etc. I think children need to be taught that. And I think when children are taught things about self-love and loving others and, to stop bullying and actually be kind, I think those things embed into a child's heart, because we're not born knowing about prejudice, we're not born knowing about how to bully someone, we are taught those things. So if you turn it around and teach children that it's okay to love someone that's different, I think those are the type of things that we need to teach our children in schools.
All right, well, Harnaam, we want to thank you for your strength, and we are looking forward to this conference that is happening tomorrow, please God, and hoping for big things to come from it. But in terms of writing things into a policy statement, your experience, the experience of others, what do you think, or let me ask it differently.
Yeah.
This conference will be successful if what?
If there's unity. I feel that, there's obviously going to be people that are against your work, but I feel that if strong people come together and unite, then any policy is going to be worthy of writing, and, you can make changes just by having unity and love.
So you keep on speaking about positivity, you keep on speaking about strength. We want to thank you for your presence here this morning.
Thank you so much.